from Apex Acres, and I wanted to share with you a little bit about what I worked on in the garden today. As far as my tomatoes go, I am not somebody who likes to let my tomatoes just bramble across the ground. I find tomatoes get sick very quickly when you do that. They catch blight really fast, they get bug riddled. A lot of times you lose a lot of fruit because they get bug eaten. So I like to trellis my tomatoes. I also do pruning on them to help with airflow so that they can get good airflow and it's less likely to have blight and things like that. So I've done what is called a Florida weave on my plants, and it's what I've done for the past couple of years, and it's worked out really well. And I'm going to show you what I've done. Okay, so I have set up T-posts along my garden bed. On one side I have 4 T-posts, on the other side I have 3, because down towards the end here we have the arch trellis with the winter squash growing up at the butternut squash. But what I do, like I said, I drive the T-post in the ground, and then I start with a piece of twine and I just weave in and out of the plants with the twine. It goes all the way down. I tie it off, and then I weave the opposite direction all the way back. And the benefit of this is that it gives the tomato support. It's extremely inexpensive. When the tomatoes get a certain height, I will do another row of weaving, and it will continue to support the plant on throughout its growing season. I'm sure some of you are saying, well, why don't you just use tomato cages? Well, I find that tomato cages are usually not very well made. And if I have a big tomato plant, which this whole bed of tomatoes, the varieties are larger varieties, I find that they'll break the cage or knock the cage over. So it won't be very sturdy, and I may only get a year or 2 out of cages. If I'm planting an individual tomato in a space where it's all by itself, then yes, I'll use a sturdy cage. But this way is much more effective. It's much more cost effective. And this will keep things from being blown over. None of this will ever blow over because the twine and the T-posts help keep everything up. And this is just a standard 6-foot T-post. You can get them at any Tractor Supply or Rural King. We get ours at Rural King. Lowe's, Home Depot. They're usually between $3 and $5 a piece depending on where you're located. And these things are amazing. We have T-posts from, gosh, I think they were on the property when we bought it. And we use them for our fences. We use them for, like I said, the Florida weave that we do on the tomatoes. We'd use them to hold up our trellises. They're just an amazing, very versatile product. So, and it's something that we can readily get, whether it be, you know, maybe one week we can only afford 1 T-post, but the next week we can afford 5. You know, it's something that never really wears out. You can use them for years and years and years. So no matter when you get them or what you get, they're going to last you for years and years. And for anywhere from $3 to $5 a piece, you just can't beat it. Now here's an example of where I do just a tomato cage. This is my grow off tomato plant. It's a pineapple, large pineapple variety, and I use a real sturdy, strong tomato cage for this one. Just because it's in a pot all by itself, there's obviously no way that I could Florida weave with this or any other type of trellis. And in that case, I go to Walmart. Ooh, okay, so we just had a huge storm start up, and we're supposed to be getting hail, so I'm so glad that I got my Florida weave done, and that'll support my tomatoes, and it should keep them safe through the storm that's coming. It's going to get up to like 40 to 50 mile an hour winds, so it was definitely a good thing I got it done. How do you trellis? Do you trellis? Do you let your plants trail along the ground? leave me comments below and let me know your experiences with taking care of tomatoes and how you like to grow them. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Apex Acres. Please like and subscribe. And as always, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.